Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. As you know, I have a YouTube channel in which we have about 3,000 videos talking about emotional hardships, breakups, the role of inner movement of the psyche in the experience after breakup. We talk about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego. And of course, we have discussions in about maybe 1,000 videos on OCD subsets, pure O, which is the OCD without the physical compulsions, and it's a mental compulsion, but it is part of the OCD family. And we talk about the components of the brain involved in this malfunction, in this disorder, malfunction of the signaling system of the brain, and we talk about each component's role and so on and so forth. Among these, we also have videos in regards to fear. And we've talked about that on those videos, about what is fear, where does it come from? Well, of course, when we rely back to the scholars of hundreds of years ago, we will realize that it is explained that there is no such thing as fear, really. We're not talking about the ferocious animal attacking you, fear of that, or a truck hitting you. We're talking about the fear that you create in your own mind about things that you worry. What the neighbor is going to think of me, if I'm going to lose my job, if somebody's going to key my car, am I going to lose my money, am I going to lose my house, is my wife or girlfriend going to leave me? And all these things, with everything that you like in this life, there is a natural reaction by fear, that you have a fear of losing it. But in fact, all of that, beside the ferocious animal and the fear of the truck hitting you and all that, it's about how you create the fear in your mind by comparing what it was to what it is to what it will be, it could be. This comparison creates, of course, time and thought is the same, but also creates fear. Like I had a pain in my stomach last month and I don't have it now. I wonder if I will have it later. This comparison creates that worry, that anxiety, that fear. But tonight, I want to talk about different tangents of fear. We've talked about the one that I just talked about briefly in more elaborate way on the videos on the YouTube channel. But I want to talk to you about why is it that when we have some kind of a misfortune or we have some kind of a worrying topic, possibly a worrying health topic, or possibly something else that is alarming us or taking our attention to, something that we wish to turn in a certain way, whether it's your exam in university or in school, or whether it's about having your affection accepted by your significant other or the girl that you like, or whether it's about the job promotion you want to get, or whether it's about some worrying about some kind of a possible health situation that you're worried about what it will be, what the result would be, or something that is occupying your mind. So the question I'm putting to you is, why is it that we usually go towards the negative? Like, what if this would be such and such disease? When it's just maybe a bump on your hand or a bruise or some kind of an infection, you turn it into, what if it's this or that, something humongous and fearful. Why is it that you go toward the fearful part of creating such conclusion about what you're worried about? Why not thinking positively about it? Well, if we look at it, we will find out that this has happened to us since childhood. That the people who have treated us in the way they've treated us, such as the teacher, mother or father, in order to discipline us, in order to put us on the right track, in order for us to do our homework, we always had certain kind of a threat about getting the right result. Otherwise, there'll be something unpleasant, such as maybe a punishment, or so we were always eager to make sure that the results would be according to the expectations of the teacher or the mother or the father. And so we were programmed to be certain way of begging for it, praying for it, begging for it, wishing for it. And we felt since childhood that if we be positive about something that we want to accomplish, such as an exam or some kind of a test of some kind, if we have confidence in ourselves about what we're capable to do, it may be construed or looked upon as being rude, because we're supposed to be hoping and asking and begging someone to favor us with that result that we're looking for, the good exam, accepting us. The teacher have to beg maybe to wherever I pray, whoever, whatever is watching my life, I have to pray and be humble to be favored with what I'm hoping to achieve. My exam, the girl that I like, the job that I want, my parents like me, my teacher approve of me. So I pray because we have no other way when we're a kid. We want a certain result and we don't know how to get it. So we are of certain belief of some kind, usually everybody is. So we pray, and in order to get what we want, we pray very humbly. We beg for it. Please, I do this, I do that, I promise you this. It's submissiveness that we're conditioned to. So therefore, we have conditioned ourselves to be a beggar for what we wish to happen to us or would be the result of our labor. And we are programmed to not feel strong, because if we feel strong and confident that we're going to accomplish this, we're afraid that what is the watcher of our existence, the witness to our life, that what is watching our behavior, whatever it is you want to call it, nature, universe, God, whatever it is that you believe, we feel that if we be confident and not really begging, that whatever is watching would think of us as rude. So therefore we have to be humble and bending down on our knees in order to get or hope to get what we want. So throughout our childhood, we've conditioned ourselves to be weak in front of things that alarm us or worry us, or we wish to have it in a certain way, which then it flows into, if we're worried about something when we're older, if it's some kind of a cold or sickness, we worry if it's going to be something worse, or whatever else that we talked about, that we are frightened, and we always go toward the negative because we feel if we be positive about it, that it will be okay, that we are good, we are being rude. And whoever is watching would not like us to be strong, would say, well, he's rude and confident, he's not begging. So for that reason, we constantly think we got to be fearful and go towards the negative certain results of what we're worried about, whether it's some health situation or health challenge or exam or whatever it may be, because we think that's the way that whatever is watching our life will favor us, because we are humble, bending, and submissive. And that has become our conditioning, which induces negative thinking about what we are hoping not to happen. We would end up thinking more and more negative about it and worry about it, and create more fear into our own hearts. Now, we go one step further, and because we've been doing that all our childhood, throughout teenage life and throughout adult life, and constantly, that's been our default way of dealing with worries and, considerations that seem to go either way, and we gravitate towards the negative part. We've been doing that all along. That has automatically played into midbrain, basal ganglia, and the striatum, which there are three circles. The goal-finding center, which is we're hoping to get what we wish, so we're reaching for that goal-finding. And then so we pray and we become submissive and we kneel down and we beg. And when we have done that, we feel, so I've done my duty and I've been a good boy, I've been a humble servant of whatever is the watcher. So therefore I feel relief that I have not been strong, I've not been rude, and I've been humble and a beggar. And now I feel, good, I've done right. That stimulates the second circle, which is where we get the dopamine. I'm relieved, I've done my duty. It's like I've done my begging and I've made whoever is watching satisfied. So that gives us a shot of dopamine from the second circle in the striatum, which is the dopamine center, reward center. And all along, every time that we've been doing these, the goal finding, and then after a while, we do this, not just so we can get what we hope to get, but we do this behavior of begging and bending down so we can feel good. So the second center, reward center, will give us a shot of dopamine, and dopamine is addictive. So we are now doing it not just to get good results, just to get the dopamine. And all along, as we were doing all these goal finding and the praying and feeling good and get the dopamine, we've also been stimulating the third circle, which is the habit center. So after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of time of doing this and getting the dopamine and feeling that we've been a good beggar and good person and kneeling down, that has become our habit to have that character of beggar, to have that character of being fearful, to have that character of not being strong, submissive. and we don't even know why we do it, but we by default gravitate toward being a weak, non-confident, fearful, and negative thinking, and that has become our default habit. And this is why we usually go toward these creating fearful anxieties and feelings when we're facing with some challenge, whether it's health or exam or something that we wish to go in a certain way. And instead of being positive and strong and confident about making it happen, do our best, we bend down, beg, and become a good, submissive person. And that's become our way of dealing with things that we face in life that we are afraid of to go a certain way that we don't want. So if you think it that way, the way to do it is to break all that and become that confident person. Do your best that you can to negotiate the situation, get the result that you're looking for, and don't think by being weak or beggar, you're pleasing something out there that is going to favor you with that, and instead you will be in control and confident and hopeful that you can control certain things as best as you can, at least making best efforts to bring that result that you're hoping for. I'll talk to you soon.